Westfield Public School District is a model of thoughtful and innovative education. To continue doing our best for students, we must solve critical building needs and improve and expand instructional space. After careful consideration and significant community input, we have formed a comprehensive plan. This plan reflects our unwavering commitment to maintaining safe, sustainable, and future-ready schools. It also reflects our priorities for students and our responsibility to taxpayers. Westfield voters will consider different funding priorities on the April 15th ballot. One question asks for approval of the district's budget for daily operating costs, such as furniture and salaries, for the 2025-26 school year. That funding proposal would maintain our educational standards and day-to-day operations. The district will also ask voters for permission to sell bonds to pay for long-term, large-scale improvements. Unlike the operating budget, bond funding comes with a significant amount of financial aid from the state.
A voter-approved bond referendum will let Westfield renovate existing spaces to meet modern needs. HVAC systems will be upgraded across the district. Many classrooms use old univents for heat and old window units for air conditioning. We will replace those with a single, more efficient unit to meet both needs. At the intermediate and high schools, we would add air conditioning to any gyms and media centers that don't already have it. Also at those schools, media centers would be transformed from traditional study areas to more collaborative spaces that support group projects, student research, club gatherings, and other activities. At Westfield High School, the auditorium will receive a complete makeover with new seating, electrical, lighting, and sound systems, and with modernized restrooms. Improving our learning environments would make our schools more functional and support better experiences for students.
We also need more instructional space to effectively serve current and future students. Like many school districts in the country, Westfield has an increased need for the kind of one-on-one or small group instruction that helps students catch up, keep up, or get ahead academically. We already struggle to find appropriate space for individualized learning. Some of it happens in hallway nooks, former copy rooms, or converted supply closets. We need more space for these services now. We must also prepare for more learning space as current families grow and new families move into town.
Westfield needs additional classrooms to accommodate rising enrollment and to meet the goal of expanding our kindergarten program. Over the past 2 decades, state academic requirements have steadily increased, making it harder for our half-day program to include exploratory play and other unstructured time that's so important for social development. Nearly every school district in New Jersey already provides full-day kindergarten. When compared to full-day programs, Westfield's half-day provides students with about 180 fewer hours of instruction in core academic subjects. With a full-day program, math would gain 32 hours, and language arts would gain 95 hours of instructional time per year. Time earmarked for science and social studies would more than double.
For our youngest students and those with different learning needs, expanded instructional space means the opportunity for a strong foundation. Establishing proper learning environments for students with special needs aligns with that commitment. Our plan includes renovating spaces to better serve those students. In some cases, programs would move to entirely new classrooms designed and built for individualized learning. Westfield cannot expand to full-day kindergarten without more classrooms, which is a key component of the bond referendum. We would also need more teachers. We will ask voters to fund staffing for full-day kindergarten in a future budget proposal. Westfield uses several financial planning tools, and a bond referendum is one of them. That's because selling bonds would provide upfront funding for long-term improvements like building additions. It can also qualify Westfield for a special kind of state aid. The state of New Jersey has committed millions of dollars in financial aid toward these proposed projects. Continual repairs and renovations are always part of our annual operating budget. But we don't get this kind of aid for projects accomplished through that budget. That's why bond funding is the most economical way to afford large and necessary capital needs, such as heating and cooling improvements and restroom renovations.
And this debt service aid comes from the state's annual budget, a funding source every taxpayer already pays into. That's right, the critical advantage of state aid would bring taxpayer funds back to Westfield. Investment in long-term solutions can ensure safe, modern learning spaces that truly support the needs of students and staff.
The Westfield Public School District will hold a bond referendum and budget vote on April 15th. Every registered voter can cast a ballot by mail or in person. Mail-in ballots will be extra convenient for this bond and budget vote. The vote date of Tuesday, April 15th is during the school district's spring break. Voters might be out of town and school might be out of mind. It's never too early to send in the application for a vote by mail ballot, but there are deadlines that make it too late. To get a ballot sent to you, be sure your application for a ballot is in the county clerk's office no later than April 8th. The deadline is a little later if you want to submit your application in person, and you can even get a ballot, fill it out, and turn it in all at the same time. The legal steps to put these questions on a ballot are complicated. Because of that, the county won't be able to send vote by mail ballots to Westfield residents until the first week of April. Be on the lookout for yours and act quickly to send back your ballot. It must be postmarked or placed in a designated drop box by April 15th, and it cannot be brought to an in-person poll. To vote in person, know which location is your assigned polling place and make a plan to get there on Tuesday, April 15th. Whichever way you plan to vote, be sure you start by learning about the issues on the ballot. The website is full of information and visuals, and it has a schedule of multiple in-person and remote opportunities to learn more. You'll see forms and deadlines for how to vote with links to the mail-in ballot application.
Remember, the ballot includes different funding tools used strategically to best meet the district's needs. The district operating budget for the 2025-26 school year will maintain our current educational standards and daily operations. Bond funding would modernize existing facilities and add instructional space for current and future Westfield students. Westfield enrollment is growing and educational needs are evolving. The April 15th vote includes proposals to meet this moment, with the opportunity to bring tax dollars back home through an approved referendum. This plan represents what Westfield is all about, making sure all students have the resources to reach their full potential each and every day. We want to continue building strong foundations for the bright futures that every Westfield student deserves.